In Theta, the spur controls everything. The conversation is dominated by the spurg. Over the next 2 hours or however long they stay sober, you will lose intelligence. Enjoy Theta Thursday. Your hosts, Dawn and Rhea, Maffoon, and some shitty guests.
It's the food market. Like, you need to get out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week on Theta Thursday. Here we go. Straight in. Welcome, everybody. Greg is missing. What the hell? I believe Redline is replacing him. Who knows? But welcome. Welcome. This week we bring you the Doctor Who crossover. Ooh.
And other
bring you other things, right?
Other things.
Like, it's not just the Doctor Who crossover.
So we're going to do a couple shout outs at the beginning. So Willy Wanker 1 is a first time chatter. Welcome.
Yeah, there we go.
And then Penguin Bacon has subscribed for 64 months. That's insane.
That is insane.
So the longest one's in like 70s.
That's huge. Like, that's more than 5 years, sorry. That's a big subscription, and
I think Carneros holds the longest one at like 80 something. No, it's 80. It's like 82 something like a couple of weeks ago.
Why does Willy Wanker sound like a Shirar alt?
Because it is.
I feel like it's Wally's alt, actually.
No, I feel like it's more like an Arcadius Soul level alt.
All right, Hikorian, you can have a shout out for being here. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to go ahead and congratulate LB as well for throwing us some commentary, but yeah.
So I guess let's get the quick topic out of the way. PGL taking a break from Eve. Interesting.
Is this a quick topic?
Is it? I mean, it kind of is.
It should be.
It should be because
who cares?
Redline's gonna make this argument because it's honestly the truth. People dog on PGL because of the war, and he's taking a break due to real life things, and it's like cool. You're taking a break doing real life things. That's good. It's okay. That's fine. Real life always comes before the game. But the big thing is, where does Test go from here? And that's where I think a lot of the trash talk is coming from the Imperium side, and from even general is, where does Test Alliance go from here with their two biggest leaders both leaving?
Okay, Mafune, here's the problem with your logic. Test has to be going somewhere in order for them to change. They can't stop going somewhere when they already weren't going anywhere. I mean,
no,
I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's the joke.
I guess they're going down.
I mean, literally, where does Test go from here? Who's gonna take
wherever
over?
they want, dude? What do you mean?
Gonna take over? Who's
Look,
gonna take
dude,
over? Is
neither Villy or PGL have been like leaders of Test. Like, PGL's an FC, he's the war guy, but they're not. Come on,
right? But their personalities,
whoa.
you know that,
right?
Of course, everybody's a personality,
and people follow personality. So if Villy leaves, which I assume he'd been taking a lot of back seats in Test already for the past few months, that it's not that big of a deal for him to leave, but have PGL leave, which I feel like a lot of us could see might have been happening.
PGL
having that go.
Right, so we've got to stop and kind of give the context here in that 6 months ago, PGL and Villy were both Sky Marshal level individuals within Test Alliance and Legacy as a whole. They retreated out with the rest of the Pappy. Test took a crash couch in the drone regions.
They took a region that they live in.
And then
they were given the region.
They wouldn't be. They wouldn't be in that region if
Pappy gave Delve back to you, but it's still yours, isn't it?
Pappy
you're right.
Delve back to us. Pappy never took Delve overall to be able to give us back.
Before we start with the war.
But my point here Right. I didn't want to like get into the party political kind of aspect of that, but um, Legacy retreated with the rest of Pappy. They kind of gave Delve up as a lost cause overall, and Legacy ended up way up in the north. Brave are now over in Pureblind, kind of running their own show. Multiple other alliances from Legacy have kind of collapsed. And now Test. Villy kind of stepped away from that alliance leadership role very quickly. PGL didn't step away quite so quickly, but he's been building a new military leadership wing in Test over the last few months. So PGL stepping away. I don't know.
So I think the shocker,
I have a lot of
the shocker with this
respect.
is that for a very, very long time, for a very, 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 very long time, PGL has been the face of Test. He has been the face of Legacy Co. He has been he's been that guy that is that public face of Test. So since he's stepping down, the big question is who's going to be that new face. You know, some people, a lot of people, especially from the Imperium side, are going to be like, oh, Test is finally going to fail cascade and crash and burn. And while that is, you know, technically possible, I don't think it's the likely outcome, because we've seen Test, you know, we've seen Test in Eve history burn so far as having Dreadit as the only freaking corporation in that alliance, and they build themselves up again. Just like when the Imperium got kicked out of Saranin, we built ourselves up again in Delve. So the question is, who's going to rebuild Test? Who is going to fill that hole that PGL left there?
So right now, the hole being filled by Carmen Gel, and which I was told today has had loads of experience in the game, and then Sandra Stone, who is apparently diplomatic godsend. So, according to the testicles I talked with earlier today.
I mean, I could see those being the immediate
replacements, but not
immediate
permanent.
replacements for sure.
But not permanent. I mean, we've all seen Sandra Stone and Carmen Gel and their ability to actually play this game, and which is pretty dog shit compared to most people.
I also want to suggest that
can they come on the show?
I also want to
as long as they behave, they could.
Dawn and Mofune,
but they're sleeping.
Also, Kale Eagle Eye would probably be a good one to help rebuild Test.
Yeah, Kale's in there as well. I don't doubt that they can make something. I just don't. It'll be interesting to see where things go.
The thing that I want to point out real quick.
Interesting. Hold on, but that's the point, isn't it? Is that it's interesting to see who's going to make that face. Because normally when someone takes a step away from the game like that, you have them name a successor, or you have them name someone who's going to temporarily be in their place. We haven't seen that from Test Alliance. When Villy stepped down, it was a no big surprise. Villy's probably going to retire from the game, but nobody saw the replacements. Nobody saw the workings of who was going to take over.
Okay, so a couple of points I want to address there. First up is that Sapporo Jones has been seen in public for the first time in a while. Again,
I don't believe that man will actually lead his alliance, or if he does, he is the most quiet leader ever.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and say that he has been seen actively in the last couple of days in the Eve Partners Discord. We'll see whether or not that translates into actual Eve Online impact.
That's because he's the Reddit mod.
But he has been active again in Eve channels. You know, that's possible. And also the transition situation as well is a very good point. Villy left, and so it dropped to PGL. PGL's left with no obvious successor. I think it'll be very interesting to see the way Test go from here, because Brave have already disassociated themselves from the Legacy Coalition. Test are still arguably up in that Drone Region's crash couch area.
Now
I hope Test can rebuild themselves without the burden of their previous leadership. But I'm not sure their previous leadership is ready to let go.
Now, the other part of this leaving, or stepping down or taking a break, is that PGL is stepping away from the CSM, which is bringing in a new CSM member.
Arcia Alkan.
Arcia, there you go. I wanted to say
Smitari.
Aritzia. I wanted to say Aritzia, and I was like, that's not right. So Arcia, you'll see her a lot on Talking in Stations. So she's a small ganger, PvP only, does not do any PvE, so I have no hope in her helping out in that area at all.
Oh, whoa. Electus Mitari are a big part of the faction warfare environment.
Guess what? Everything I've ever heard from her, she says, I hate PvP, I don't do it, or PvE, I don't do it, I only PvP. Small gang warfare, that's it. That's all she does. That's why I would never vote for her personally. Now, will she be a good CSM member? Time will tell. She only has a couple months to be there. I don't know how much time she has to put her ideas out or impact. But that Arcia, if you want to get to know her, you can find plenty of old streams with her. She's very nice. She's knowledgeable about her area, so I definitely think she could put some good word in for the faction warfare sections, as well as for the lore. She does a ton of lore stuff. So if you want some more events that actually make sense to the lore versus potentially what we're getting right now, then she does a lot of that. She does a ton of Poshfin stuff. She was on Eating Com's side. So, she has a lot of hats that she wears, and I think she'd be very good for those hats. But we're currently in a PvE crisis. So I don't know.
No, we're not in a PvE crisis. We're in an EVE Online crisis.
Okay.
We are very much in the Incarna style situation, and we're waiting for CCP to wake up. But
Karama, Redline, what do you guys think of Arcia hopping in? Do you think she'll do a good job? Do you think she'll be, have a chance at impact? What are you opinions or thoughts?
Do you want to go first, Mr. Riker? Karama?
Wait,
what?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can.
Okay.
We can.
Were you trying to talk this whole time and couldn't?
I don't know. This shit's fucking weird. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I think she's a good candidate, and I saw in her candidacy that she definitely had some knowledgeable areas that I think needed to be on the CSM. As far as making an impact, I just don't think she has enough time. Whether or not she's going to be a good CSM member, I definitely think she's got the ability to. She definitely has the knowledge. And yeah, I hope she's able to make the most of her time there.
A brief interjection on that point, if CCP are listening, if you're going to suggest that 9 months on the CSM for PGL is enough to suggest that should count towards his term limit, 3 months on the CSM for Arcia should not count towards hers.
That I would agree with.
That I would. The new CCP term stuff, any interim CSM member that's introduced due to other members stepping down, etc., that should not count as part of their full term of being on the CSM. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's one thing to be introduced to the CSM 2 months in. Being introduced when you're realistically already talking about the new elections. Let's not introduce that as part of the term limits. Let's give Arcia her full chances, a potential 3-term CSM candidate.
Yeah,
or 3-election CSM candidate. Redline, what do you think about Arcia as a candidate?
I think
as a new CSM?
I don't think the CSM. I think that someone could spend a lifetime on the CSM and still not make an impact. Because all the dumbest shit doesn't even get passed through them anymore.
I mean, we don't know all the dumb shit that they say no to and doesn't actually get past them. That's the thing. The CSM really doesn't have any power to dictate how the game runs. They're basically glorified QA consultants.
It's a fair comparison.
I giggle at that because and I know
because
that
it was
this
funny.
I know that this might cause a transition, but we took a look earlier on here at INN, earlier on this week, at Singularity, and none of the current crossover events had made it to Singularity for any sort of testing.
Makes sense.
So, CSM getting told about things versus actually players being able to test things at the minute. The CSM, I'm sure, stop a bunch of bad ideas, but CCP don't even seem to want to even give us the option of helping them with their not awful but not great ideas.
I will say, we did hear from somebody today that the compression, they didn't go into details about it, they just said they liked what they saw. So hopefully compression that we want is going to be decent and reasonable and not terrible.
I mean, a CSM saying they liked what they saw, like, I'm pretty sure there was...
I know, that's a giver. You never know what you're going to get with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I liked what I saw. Okay, well, that CSM could have, bad ideas, and we could end up with, what we have. Not trying to call anyone out, I'm just saying.
So, we'll hope. We all told them the easiest way is to just add right-click compress, like every other ore in this game. That would be... I know it would be so easy, but, I'm hoping that they'll just go with the easy coding option and do that.
CCP going with an easy option is never a safe bet.
I know.
Is there anything that CCP could do right now without people complaining about it?
That's a good point.
Giving compression. Well, no, somebody still would complain that it's too easy to compress if
what
you
would
just
it be?
right-click compress. Right-click
For you
compression.
specifically.
For me, Moongoo, right-click compress. That's all I want. It'd be easy.
You want the Moo.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is a point I'm gonna bring up in the chat, and
it's got a good one.
No, that's a point that I've brought up on this show before. It's a point that I lately brought up on Redline Show before, and it's a point I've been bringing up for quite some time now. Okay, capitals and their price. Okay, it's very obvious that CCP do not give a shit that our dreadnoughts cost 6-7 billion to make. They do not give a flying fuck that it costs that much. Okay,
should they?
So if they are not going to give a flying fuck, if they are not going to care about that incredible price scale, then how about flipping the script and making capitals worth the amount of money that they are worth? By reverting surgical strike and bringing back the tank that the capitals had. Make it so that it actually does take more than 3 minutes to kill a super. Make it so that Titans can actually last more than 3 minutes. Right? Revert the update.
Urge to make joke rising. Make it last more than 3 minutes.
Revert the changes that fucked the Capitals tank, and they will be just as viable as they were before, while still keeping the cost fallacy that CCP clearly fucking wants.
And why should they do that, though?
Because otherwise Capitals are fucking worthless!
What do you mean? They're worthless because you're not willing to spend the money to use them?
No! They're worthless.
You're not willing to pay the blood cost to use the capitals, then don't use the capitals.
People aren't willing to pay the blood cost because the blood cost isn't worth it.
Alright, so,
well, then you be the team that gets fucked by capital. Because
Redline,
you're too afraid to use them.
Redline, your question was what
Happy lost the war?
Whoa. Redline's question was
actually.
What change would you recommend that would change the environment, right? Or
that would make you happy.
That would make people happy.
All right.
Instead of us bitching at CCP.
I specifically.
And after you, I'll explain why I asked.
I specifically have been arguing for at least I've been calling for a Crucible-esque expansion to EVE Online, right?
A what?
Right. So
Crucible, like you want to go back to the Crucible expansion, but not go back to the Crucible expansion, like Crucible 2?
I want to see an expansion where CCP recognizes that they've been doing weird changes, bad changes, unhealthy changes to the game. And CCP have these ideas about what they are doing to the game, and that's fine. They can have their ideas, but they aren't actually creating the impact that CCP state that they want to see. What they really want to get back to is what happened after Incarna. Because we are currently, and I have believed this since somewhere in the region of 2019, we have been in an Incarna-style crisis within EVE Online, where slowly, it's not quite as immediate, but we have been
That would be
seeing
what slowly means.
a development towards just people giving up on EVE Online. CCP could have fixed this at any point by addressing walk walls and excavators.
What do you want?
Yeah, Dirk, you need to answer the question.
What do I want? I want CCP.
What thing could CCP do that would make you happy?
Just you. We're just talking about you.
They could stop and focus on the issues that the player base have been telling them about for the last 4 fucking years.
Which ones?
Give us a 6-month focus on player suggested issues.
Which ones?
A refocus on faction warfare for a start.
Okay, faction warfare.
There's citadels, and citadel usage in faction warfare would be a big change that CCP could use to give a bunch of player sentiment.
How would you feel about it?
Integrating, I'd love a focus on faction warfare because it would actually suggest that CCP are focusing on what players want.
Okay, so you want faction warfare. Got it.
Integrating citadels into the sovereignty argument
Dirk,
instead of
we have a special guest that can only be here for so long. So.
Oh, sorry. I'll shut up in favor
about?
of the lauding Briskrubal.
What is all this screaming? Why are you guys not running Doctor Who sites? Oh, wait, because they suck.
Yeah,
weren't you all excited about the Doctor Who stuff?
Well, yeah, until I saw the drop rate on this thing. I mean, people doing 2 hours without getting the BPC for the fucking filament. They can't even go in and do stuff. They're just doing these stupid sites. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, Reaver sent us. Oh, that is really good actually. So Reaver sent us a screenshot in.
It's not even a screenshot. Discord. Someone has watched it.
Yeah, so but I've only seen the screenshot. Anyways, she sent us a screenshot of the stuff like that she's collected. She's got one blueprint and a couple pieces, right? And she got it over 6 hours. One blueprint.
So
it's not good.
Given a bit more context on that, I do feel a need to give a bit more context on that. Sorry if I'm interjecting too much.
What context? What context?
Reaver started a character from scratch tonight. And then went into the career agents, did a career agent mission. 2 hours later, 2 hours from like when they started their character, they started hunting for the Doctor Who sites. An hour later, they found the first Doctor Who site. In the first Doctor Who site, they got the BPC, their first BPC, and about like 33% of everything they needed to build that BPC. And then by 6 hours, they didn't have enough to build the entire BPC.
Don't they only have 20 days to do this event?
Yes, it's a 20-day event.
At that rate, that's terrible.
And this is somebody starting from an entirely alpha character using alpha character skills and training along current alpha character shit, right? There's no There's no Plex purchase there. There's no referral links. There's no anything else. 6 hours, and they didn't even have enough materials to build a single blueprint.
Which
Nice.
sucks.
For this event.
All right. Dirk, you are the slowest talker on earth. It's now time for a faster talker to talk. So, Greg, you wanted to ask me
Greg's
a question.
not here.
So, where the fuck is Greg?
Greg is not feeling
What are
well,
you people
so-
doing to me?
I know.
You know I have to do my own stream here in 5 minutes.
Oh my god, you'll be okay.
Dear Lord in
You've got
heaven.
2 hosts that can handle it for you.
Oh my God.
I think Merc.
No,
and
we
Nama
don't,
will
because
be okay
Nama's
for 5
not
minutes.
feeling well, so it's just Merc and me.
Brisk.
Merc can keep himself.
Well, maybe
entertained.
get
He's
to
got
the
a dog.
point then, Brisk.
Brisk,
Can we turn-
Brisk,
can
I'll
we
show
turn you
up
on
after
2
Theta
speed, Dirk?
Thursday. Damn.
Hi. How are you? What's going on, everybody? How's life? So
You're a
we had news today. Yes, I am. We had news today.
Go ahead.
The last major significant FC on the CSM, Pro God Legend, has stepped down.
Oh yeah, we talked about
In his
that.
place is Arcia, who was number 11. And it's funny because I remember when we ran the election that I reached out and said, hey, there's nothing worse than being the number 11 spot, except the point is there's probably a pretty good chance you're going to end up on here anyway. And she laughed about that. So I'm happy that she made it on, which is good. Pro God is going to spend more time with his snowboard. And I think that will be a lot of fun for him. And it's definitely a lot more fun being on the side of a mountain without access to a computer than being on the CSM. So congratulations, Pro God. You made the right decision.
And then, how do you think she'll work with you guys, or do you think that coming in the middle is going to be a hindrance to her, and her possibility for an impact?
I don't think so because honestly, we haven't done much. I mean, and frankly, we're not going to have a summit like an in-person summit this year. So we had planned that for February. That has been postponed. We're looking at potentially doing a virtual summit, whatever the fuck that means. So all she needs to do is go back. Right, exactly. I'll just hang out at my office like I do all the time. So I think, frankly, her coming in is not going to be that big a deal. She'll be able to get caught up. There's not a whole hell of a lot going on right now. We're waiting. We had our first meeting yesterday, and we were talking to the new player people, and then we got a couple meetings scheduled for the next 2 weeks. So we're slowly easing back into it. I think we're going to be talking to Rise and Talos soon. That's going to be a big meeting because we have a lot of stuff we want them to do. And I think she'll be fine getting into that. My biggest concern is, like every other time that we get a faction warfare person on the CSM, they're on for a year, and then they realize CCP doesn't give a shit, and they get very upset. So I'm hoping that she will be hopefully we will be able to get her through the first month of being on the CSM where the scales fall from your eyes and you realize what you're actually in for quicker than normal, so that she can get up to speed and just be as jaded as the rest of us.
Okay. I was about to say, that sounds like the exact opposite of what you want to happen.
I feel like it's just gonna happen, so you just gotta bite the bullet and get through it at that point, right?
Also, Brisk, why not just have Queries George or Frank go and do the host thing for you?
Woo!
Listen,
Penguin
I don't
said
know where
Mrs.
Frank
Brisk
is.
is much better than you, apparently. So
Well, she was on last night with us, and I told her she should come on again tonight because Dom's out. So we don't stream on Wednesday nights, but one's moving, so he wasn't streaming last night, so we did. And she came on and we had a good time, but in any event.
And we're all gonna hang out tomorrow.
Correct.
That's
this is the last Rampage stream. So when you guys are want to hang out with Merc and me after the show, come on over. I'll do a raid or something when you guys are done. And then I will see all of you, maybe all of you, not all of you, some of you. I'll see Dawn at least.
Yes.
I'm not going to see Dirk because he doesn't fly to anything. You pain in the ass.
Actually, I'm looking forward to Vegas this year, so fuck you, Brisk.
Thank God. Thank God.
Thank
finally.
God. I can't wait to see Dirk at Vegas next year because I
for people looking to fly around, we've got Berlin in July. Berlin is happening.
Look, as much as I would love
there's
to
a
come
weekend
to Berlin,
going on.
Dirk, I'm on a really, really tight money budget, and I can't make it all the way over there.
That's okay.
It turns out that
entire ocean, man.
I'm going to jump over Rampage. I will catch you guys all later. Have fun, Dirk. Times
See
2
you later,
speed.
Brisk.
Bye.
Thanks, Brisk,
Thanks,
for stopping
buddy.
by.
Thanks, Brett.
Okay. So that was our impromptu special guest. It's only been a half an hour. I feel like it's been longer. Time is crawling, but that's fine. So Brisk came over, and I do value his input, since he thinks that as long as they can help Arcia through that initial honeymoon process, I guess you would call it, then she might be able to put a little feedback in, and we'll see. I even read that slow.
Again,
I mean,
I wish her the best of luck.
Yeah.
I really do. The CSM has got an incredibly tough job, and especially nowadays when CCP doesn't give a flying fuck about the people in the CSM, it's got to be. Look,
I think it depends.
Look,
They care when they hear when they say what. Just like any group, most of the time, you want to hear what you want to hear. You've come up with this great idea. You've done a lot of work, and you're like, ta-da! And then you want to hear just say, yes, that sounds great, or here's minor tweaks. Hearing, your whole focus group say this is terrible in unison, or maybe, majority versus minority, or they rip apart most of your stuff, they're not going to want to listen to that. Especially if they already know that people are not going to maybe like it. Maybe they just don't tell them and just say, well, it's going to suck no matter what, so throw it out there. I don't know.
I'm going to throw a suggestion out in terms of CCP knowing bad ideas before they get to Tranquility. They could perhaps throw them on the test server. That might help them out. I
agree. They should always throw them all on the test server just to make sure that, like with this site here, the sites are working, which is good, but the drop rates are terrible.
The sites are working ish.
I'm gonna shoot down something right away because I know there's gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, oh, well, CCP doesn't want to release things that may cause the market fuckery people to do market fuckery things. And it's like, well, guess what? If CCP doesn't want to put it on CC, they got Jove Space for a goddamn reason. They can do their own QA testing in Jove Space. And if they're not doing
CCP
that,
do their own QA
well, then
testing.
they're not doing a good enough fucking job, are they?
Right. No, see,
so
this is the...
today.
This is the whole
I know that
deal,
you know
right?
this. No, I know that you know this, Dirk, but I'm talking to the fucking sympathizers that are like, oh, if CCP were to do XYZ, then it would compromise the markets. And Jita traders would know how to make instant profit just by reading patch notes.
I mean, they already know how to make instant profit by reading patch notes.
Oh my god, they can make instant profit by just making the skins we ask for. Now, speaking of skins, the Doctor Who skins are very dope.
Ish, kind of.
Have you seen the Nyx one? Oh, mwah.
No, see,
the Avatar, so good.
This is what I mean when I say some of them are good, right? Like,
yeah, but there's always those skins that don't work on some ships. We all know that.
No, because there's two different types of skins here, Dawn. There's the warp convergence, and then there's another type of convergence. But basically, you've got the Nyx, Avatar, Aeon, Leviathan skins that have the kind of flaring and the 3D effect going on. And those are really cool. And then you've got every other skin, which looks like 3 other skins that already exist, mashed together just for fun. Some of them are not good skins.
That's true. You know what, Goonie DuPont does bring up a great question. They made a Nyx skin, and who's gonna fly to see it? Oh, I gotta love it.
I mean, it only costs, what, 150 billion ISK now?
Though I believe we are gonna get to see supers. I don't know if I assume the supers are coming. I don't know. It may only be capitals, but we have a very big thing coming up this weekend, and
well, speaking of a super just died.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, a Goonswarm Nyx, terribly fit, just died. A jump from 1DQ to a Pandemic Horde Dread Bomb. in MO Tech.
I mean, it had tank on it.
Nice job, guys. Nice job. Good save.
No, I will admit,
it has no rigs. It has no rigs.
Wait, are the rigs in cargo? Please, can I yell at this man for being PGL? Please tell me he's got rigs in cargo. He doesn't even have rigs. He's got a corm in the ship hangar.
Yeah, he's got a cormorant, and that's it.
Dude,
big oof.
Big oof.
Okay.
He had tank. He had armor.
Yeah, but he didn't have rigs. As someone who's been made fun of on Reddit for having no rigs, that's big yikes.
And he lost. Hold on, he lost the super pod, and he doesn't even have the Omega implant. What are you doing?
Oh, he lost a Thanatos too. Hold on.
Now?
Yes, he lost a Thanatos as well.
He lost a Thanatos yesterday.
On a different character.
So, he lost a Thanatos earlier today.
No, it says 126. MO Tech.
126 was the super, and then 1DQ1 was the Thanatos.
No, honey, sweet. You're not listening. 126 Eve time.
Yeah,
he loses a Thanatos, and he loses a Nyx at the same time.
No, on the same character.
No, they're different. It's Gift and then Gift 01. They're two separate characters.
Oh, well, his main character also lost a Thanatos yesterday.
Ooh.
Go to his main character page. He also lost a Thanatos this morning.
That is, I don't see him losing a Thanatos this morning.
9:25 Eve time.
Oh, hold on. Let me click on it here. I might be on the wrong page.
See, I think what you guys are trying to assume is that goons are good at the game.
We're terrible.
Dude, goons are terrible at this game. Goons are fucking dog at this game.
Good job on P-Horde, I guess. Good job to you guys.
I will be doing a filament roam, and I will still say to this day, how in God's name did we win this fucking war? Because
I can agree on that.
Goons are freaking dumb, dude.
Okay, so I want to get to the topic, which I was trying to move into until we got, distracted. There is a big event this weekend besides the DC Goon Meet where I will be, so I will not get to participate in the big thing. We have the AOM Keepstar is coming into abandon sometime Saturday. We don't know when, because the abandonment timer is randomized within a 24-hour period of all the fuel being out for a week. So it could be immediate, or it could be a couple hours later, up until I think Sunday. So
I'm whoring on that Keepstar, by the way.
You're gonna try to whore on it? Okay.
No, I'm gonna whore. Like if I have to suicide a bomber, god damn it, I will suicide a bomber.
Look, my younger brother's graduation.
Line, are you gonna be there?
My younger brother's graduation party is he's graduating from high school. His graduation party is on Saturday, and if I have to run up to my fucking bedroom in the middle of all of my family chilling at my house, then I will do that and get on my PC and whore on this fucking Keepstar if I have to.
I'm not surprised. Redline, are you going to be there?
Be a lot different.
Why?
Why not?
Why are you going to whore on this Keepstar, if at all possible, to do anything to do it? I don't understand you.
It's fucking funny. It is my goal to get on as many Keepstar kills as possible.
You could have gotten a lot in when we lost a bunch of Dell.
I was about to say you should have been
I could have, but I wasn't in Pappy. But I have, on record, I have 37 Keepstars on my kill board. And I have
Congratulations.
I have a goal to get as many as possible.
I bet you Pappy have more than that on their own kill.
Oh, I know they do, but I'm not like gonna bash that in any way, shape, or form. But like,
we killed a lot of your Keeps.
Well, sure did.
Sure did.
I just distinctly remember Billy and them picking the ZXP Keepstar as like the second Keepstar to die right after NOL, just because they knew it would annoy me. Pretty sad. Sad moments.
I am very, very sad that Pappy killed the Keepstar that my old corporation built.
They killed everything.
It will forever live in our hearts, in our minds, and in our revenge.
So, does anyone in chat have a question about it? So, as I said, we don't know the exact time. So, and I don't know if we're taking supers over, if we're just taking subcap fleets. Like, I don't know what the plan is on that. I know that I'm sure some groups are going to try to, just like Kurama says, try to come in and whore on it.
Honestly, you guys should just refuel it, since the only person that you're fucking over is the line member of AOM, which you said you didn't have a problem with. Jerks.
I mean,
listen, Redley, let's talk here. If
they
Billy,
can get their shit out.
I would
Literally,
like
all
to.
they need to
Yeah,
do
they
is,
can. They just
like-
hit asset safety and it
Yeah.
goes away.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
what
can
if they're
still do
away
that.
from the video game, huh?
Well, then,
Okay,
well,
what
then
about
whose
all our
fault?
keep stars?
Then
They were
whose
away.
fault?
Your keep stars didn't go abandoned.
No, because
The
our
fuck?
leadership didn't give it to a hostile leadership without checking first.
Also, the last time I
Just
checked,
saying.
if they wanted to join Goonswarm, they could.
Yeah, almost all of the
And then
line
what?
members
They probably
can go to Dracaris and they can
And
get
then
their shit out.
get their assets out?
Yes.
Yeah? They can do that?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
the bubbles and everything?
Yes.
If they're
Yeah?
under this, then they're part
Frat
of the
is
Imperium.
directed to not shoot Imperium stuff or anything that's our blues temporarily. We've got a little handshake agreement right now, and so Frat's been directed to, in their interest, to
Frat's
focus
been
on
directed?
just requested. Sure,
Request. There we go.
requested.
That's better.
That sure, if that is really more of what it is, because we can't make Frat do anything. But we're not going to take off their hicks as long as they don't shoot our stuff. So. And most of the people that were in Ranger Regiment and AOM have moved over to Dracaris. Some of them moved back to AOM, and I don't know what the small group that's left is going to do.
So what you're telling me is that there's not going to be a whole lot of loot in that Keepstar then?
You
Because
know
you've
what?
let
There
everybody
might
get
not
their
be.
stuff out?
There might not
There-
be. I mean, who the
there
hell
might
knows?
not be.
But there might be a lot of stuff in there. I know that there is. Now, here's a good question.
So there might be a lot
hold
of
up.
stuff in there. You just want the stuff. You don't really care who you hurt
All
to
right,
get it. You just want it.
Hold up. No,
Yeah,
I got it.
wrong.
I got it. No. I got
Here's
a
a
valid
real
question.
talk. Here's a real talk point on that Keepstar. How the fuck do you know what's in a pinata until you beat it?
So my question is that did Pappy care at all about the Goon line members who had to asset safety all their stuff out of their keep stars?
That's asset safety. This is
You
not
still had
asset
to go
safety.
get it, and it costs money. So
Yes, but this is them losing access to it entirely. How are you failing to see the difference?
Okay, but
You know
they
what?
can
This-
easily just
So
hit
the
asset
difference
safety.
is that you can log in, go to personal assets, asset safety. That's all it takes. It is a
Okay, but what if you can't log in? What if
Well,
they can't
then
log
too
in?
bad for you, motherfucker.
All right, just making sure we set the standard.
I was about to say
Jeez,
like
red
I
line.
that's
Get the
distinctly
point.
remember.
Goons
I
are the
distinctly
bad guy.
remember-
We get it. All right.
That's been CCP's
Like
line.
that's been everybody's lane forever. Is that goons are the
No.
bad guy, and that's what
No,
Redline's
whoa,
trying to
whoa,
say
whoa,
here
whoa, whoa.
and fucking push his own narrative that goons are the bad guy,
Let-
and we're taking.
I'm just
No,
trying to
no,
say
no,
you
no,
could
whoa.
be better.
No, whoa. Nothing
Why?
about this is realistically about Goon, right?
It's all about goons.
The abandoned state has been a thing that CCP has had in the game for 2 fucking years now. Now, did we end up with a Keepstar in our laps? Yes. Did we adhere to our agreement regarding that Keepstar? Absolutely, yes. Are we now going to, use that Keepstar that we ended up with in our laps without any warning whatsoever to,
I just think it's funny that
work on our basis? Yeah, of
the
course we
idea
are.
that goons are the worst people in the game kind of is just like, nah, Pappy's like a lot of the Pappy alliances.
Pappy's dead, old man.
Yeah, all right.
So,
But no.
so if
here's-
you don't want the
Here's-
Keepstar, you could simply unanchor it.
You're right. We could, but
Wait.
that doesn't
okay.
serve our purposes. So.
No, Dirk,
No.
can you say it
no.
faster? Just a little.
Yeah, I can say it faster, Redline. If we unanchor it, what the fuck is going to happen to it? It's going to get shot before it anchors, and we're not going to get the benefit of the Keepstar. Would you like me to say it faster?
Okay, but you're still not going to get the Keepstar this way. What difference does that make?
You get
We
a kill.
drop it in.
Yeah, we get all the stuff
kill,
instead.
we
We
get a
drop it
kill,
into
and
an
we get the
anchor.
shit that's
We
inside.
kill it, and
Yeah,
then
the
we get to
difference
loot
is that
it.
you get the shit that's inside that is
We've-
going to fuck over anybody that for some reason or another couldn't log in and get it. And you don't know everybody. personal life. You said in the beginning of the show that real life over everything.
No. Here is the valid
but no,
point.
apparently
if
not. If there's real life, it doesn't matter.
If you can't log into the game due to real life reasons, you can put a support ticket with CCP. They have done that in the past, and they've specifically, totally done that in the past with people in Poshfin that go, oh yeah, I haven't been in the game for a while. I lost my shit due to da-da-da-da-da reason that happened in the past. Can I get my shit back?
There's a different story between... See, the game creators moved my shit to a system that never existed before versus a hostile entity is now blowing up my building because I stupidly gave it to them without making sure shit was kosher.
To clarify, each and every single line member in AOM voted yes to give you that Keepstar, right?
Maybe they should
hold their
leader responsible who was dumb enough to actually do it.
Redline, I get you're trying to push this.
What if there was What if there was nothing to be responsible for? What if instead of just being dicks, you unanchored it like normal people would do? Yes, sir.
Honestly, no.
Mifune.
No, because I've done with Redline trying to push this narrative that Matani said on the Fireside and that Matani said on the Meta Show that the line members are not responsible, that it's the leadership's fault, and yet we're still fucking over the line members with the Keepstar. That's the narrative he's trying to push. That's the point he's trying to get to. Let's just get to that fucking point. Here's the problem. If you, a line member of AOM, wish to join the Imperium, that is not for the only reason to evac your assets out of that Keepstar, then feel fucking free to join the Imperium. If you are trying to join the Imperium for the one sole sake of saving your own ass and your own assets, then you can use asset safety and fuck off. If you are away from the game due to real life reasons, then guess what? You're away from the game due to real life reasons. You could asset safety when you left. There was no guarantee that it was going to be there when you come back to the game, and you can asset safety now. If you haven't done it already, then it's their own fault.
To be fair, I don't think anyone thought AOM was going to be, imploding in a weekend. But I could be wrong. I may not have read the tea leaves right. I thought they had a little more oomph in them, but clearly not.
Also, you would think that you would at least sort of stay up to date if you've got a ton of very important shit in a certain Keepstar. You would think that, okay, maybe I should stay up to date with what's going on in Eve, or maybe talk to some of those people, because I guarantee if anyone in AOM had friends that are in AOM and still play the game, they would have gotten a message, or they would have heard, hey, we just lost all our shit. It's about to go abandoned. You need to go and hit the button to get your stuff to safety. And if they still haven't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
On that front, Dawn has actually a very good point. Literally about 12 hours before AOM announced that they were disbanding the Alliance, they had successfully defended their Keepstar against Fraternity. In Esoteria, Fraternity had taken a hundreds of billion-esque loss. Nobody saw AOM collapsing as a realistic situation within 12 fucking hours.
No, you could definitely see AOM putting up a fight, and AOM could have put up a fight. The reason they didn't put up a fight was because they didn't want to. AOM always has and always will be the group that didn't want to get involved in wars. They didn't want to do it too much on Serenity, but Fraternity forced their hand because of the hate boner, and then they got caused again in Tranquility. Since they joined Tranquility, AOM has been a quiet place for the Chinese community. They sat, they played the game, they played the market.
AOM in Tranquility or in Serenity?
Not too much about Serenity, because I've been trying to recently.
In Serenity,
why are you talking AOM up so much?
So, AOM in Serenity is PIBC, and they own about 80% of the server. And Frat is the tiny majority on the Serenity server. That is why Frat does not like AOM, and that's why they are taking advantage of the disparity between them here.
So
on
hold up,
tranquility.
I'm gonna bring this up real quick because of the chat, because I've seen this a lot. Ghost Dog, did Goonswarm know that AMM leadership was already in Ranger Regiment? Now here's the thing. Now, Dirk, you may know a little bit more on the diplomatic side of things, but here is my understanding. My understanding was that it was initially a rumor that went around that the AOM leadership purchased the RMT bot account of the leader of Ranger Regiment, and Goonswarm leadership and the Mittani was led to believe that that wasn't the case, that it was just that, a rumor that was not proven true. Now, did it get proven true over the past week? Absolutely. But as far as I know, and Dirk, feel free to correct me on that, but as far as I know, Goonswarm leadership was pretty much convinced by Ranger Regiment that they did not RMT sell their accounts when they did, in fact, do that.
All right, so I've been name checked a couple of times there. I can't talk to specifics just because we don't do that here in Goonswarm. But there were conversations that happened around such a topic. We were assured that that situation was not accurate.
Quarter time.
And then as we were moving
Dick.
forward,
I'm sorry, Dick. It really is a thing. You need to speak faster, man. I know you try to think before you speak, which is a lot better than I do, but come on, man.
What, you want me to talk about diplomatic situations at the rate that my brain works rather than the rate that my tongue works? That's not going to happen. Here we are. If you want to hear my opinion on diplomatic topics, you're going to have to wait. Otherwise, carry on.
I personally want to hear it.
I'm torn.
Why is this person not on my list to chat? What are they? Why do they have a snowflake? Okay.
That's
Anyways, keep
Jalen.
going. Yeah, I don't know who Jillian is. Should I know?
He's a guy.
A guy? A thing?
He likes to chat shit. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, well, he better be careful.
Wait a minute. He said that we needed a breathalyzer. I'm like, whoa, bro, are you a narc?
Narkin.
I'll tell on you,
Narkin chat?
No, but
That's a
I
pretty
do
narky
have
thing to say.
I do have some questions for you,
Sure.
Mithrin, just because you did go through a lot of stuff there, and I took notes just so that we're on the same page, so I'm fully prepared for this. So the first thing I want to ask you, so you mentioned that the people that want to join the Imperium and not just to get their stuff out of the Keepstar could do so, right? But the people who didn't can't. Did I hear that correctly?
A number of corps have seen applications from members, and we've seen a number of corporation applications that have already been accepted as well. Yeah, like we take a look at these things, and if people want to join from alliances that were previously part of the Imperium and are not currently, then that's fine. We're just going to take a look at their metric and how they perform. Was that fast enough for people, by the way?
I was asking Mifune.
Sorry, we're having a
He
discussion.
didn't even hear me. Didn't even hear me.
I've been distracted by Discord chats. Continue.
Sorry, I'm a little bit more up to date on that than Mifune might be, but, carry on.
No, that's fine. I'm glad that you're up to date on that. I really am. But the point that I'm trying to make is that Mifune is sitting here talking up AOM like they are, great people who do cool stuff because they were so peaceful and everything. And then on the other hand, you gotta be like, fuck Pepe, they were the enemy. Even though they didn't do anything, fuck them.
No,
and I
I'm
just
not
don't understand what
AOM
direction are you going?
I'm not dogging or commending AOM for anything I've done. I'm just saying the straight facts. In what part of nullsec politics have you seen AOM play a major part in the past 6-7 years. They haven't.
No, but buddy, what I mean is that you, on the one hand, are saying fuck them because they were a part of Pappy, and then on the other hand, are
when
saying,
did I say fuck
but
them
they
because
didn't
they
do
were
anything.
a part of Pappy? Please,
you as a
please elaborate
generalization
when I said
here.
that. No,
Hi, Dunk.
no,
I know
please.
this does feel like a legal disposition.
Please talk about exactly where I said that sentence, Redline, because you're putting words in my mouth.
You is a generalization here.
You people, goddamn you people!
It's like Redline's being that one guy that's like, oh, you know that thing, you know about the thing.
I'm
right?
not
Jesus
doing a
Christ.
thing.
Like,
Look, this isn't a bit, man. I'm just trying to understand why one group of people that is away from the game for reasons that are, unbeknownst to us, and
the
maybe
thing
it's bad, maybe it's not. Whatever. People that are away from the game.
So what I'm saying, Redline, all right,
should be protected, and the Citadel promise should be honored.
I get it.
So
the
we've
Citadel
got that
promise
group.
was honored. It was honored for 7 days, the exact amount we said.
No, you don't.
Here's no.
So hold
the
on,
Citadel
Mifune.
promise that CCP made to everybody, saying that
Redline, that's
Citadels
a
would keep their items safe.
That's a completely separate argument that we've all said is
correct.
That we were given an expectation with Citadels and they broke it 4 or 5 years later, and the people who thought their shit was safe, it's not safe. So that's a completely separate argument. You guys, I understand the argument of that it's unfair that we're picking up a keep star that is going to screw over some line members for AOM. But at the end of the day, there's nothing no one else can do about it. So this is what's happening. And we're going to blow it up.
Yeah.
I personally
would
probably.
For it.
Yeah.
That happened.
So welcome
that's
to
okay.
NullSec. Welcome.
That's part of NullSec.
Be the bad guy then.
We always have been.
No. Whoa. Actually, I'm going to argue that we are the least asshole-ish people that we could possibly be about this situation.
Okay, can I throw something out real quick? Why is it that, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not looking at it through rose-tinted glasses, but when did Pappy become, like, the space lawyer? We are the arbiters of good and shit in this
Redline, what is your rate
the moment
for
that they
introduced
renters
How much
to their
is it per hour?
argument.
Like, I've been against goons for the past 10 years, and I can 100% say that, like, most of these people that, and I'm not talking about Redline, I'm just talking about, like, the Pappy alliances in general that are trying to be the arbiters of good, like, they've done horrible shit that is quote-unquote not fair in the game. Like,
okay, so why are you holding me to their standards then? If it's not me, because this isn't a narrative, like, this isn't something that I'm, like, saying to try to further a company line, because I don't have a company line to further. This is just my honest opinion, saying that the actions that are being taken here are really, really shitty, and they should be condemned.
Okay, but that's just Eve. Like,
that's fine. If that's just Eve, that's great.
Part of Eve. Like, we did it to Rage for the Hard Knocks Keepstar.
But that's fine.
We blew up the Keepstar, and we knew they had no asset safety option.
Yes, but they chose to not have an asset safety option.
Right, and the members of AOM...
And AOM also chose to not have that.
They did not choose that.
Then blame their
when
leader.
The leadership decided that they were going to transfer the Keepstar.
Okay, but...
and blame their leader, yes.
Whoa.
But
they chose with their feet. They voted with their feet and with their wallet.
Okay. So look, I got
the guys there trusted the AOM leadership. I'm going to say this, Mifune. The guys there trusted AOM leadership, and AOM leadership made commentary that suggested that them holding into regiment would be absolutely fine. And as we discovered various parts about the Ranger Regiment leadership and the way that situation unfolded, it became untenable, unfortunately. But either way, the AOM line membership, they trusted their leadership to lead them.
Dirk,
we
got
do not
called an ent. Someone asked, "Is an ent talking?"
Well, you know what?
So
if I'm an ent, then I'm an ent. But fuck it.
That's funny.
They trusted the leadership,
players
right?
Trust their leadership.
Yeah,
players
exactly.
should
for sure. Yep.
trust their leadership. If their leadership lies to them, if their leadership creates situations...
So can you tell me the mistake that the people in AOM made? If they should trust their leaders and they did trust their leaders, then what mistake did they make?
The mistake that they made... Hold up.
Right. No.
Being in Goonswarm, is that the mistake? Not being in Goonswarm?
I was asked a direct question, and I will give a direct answer.
Let's hear it.
They made no mistake. The line membership of AOM made no mistake. The leadership of AOM made a mistake.
And now the line members must pay for it.
Okay, here,
the line
that's just how
the
things
line members are not
done.
to be...
No, I am done with this argument of, oh, the line members are paying for it because they're losing their shit and we're not giving them total safe 100% passage by refueling the Keepstar. I get the narrative you're pushing here, Line. And
they've had time to come to us.
You want to know the
They've
mistake?
had time to come to us.
You know what the mistake made by the AOM line members that still have shit in the Artec A Keepstar? The mistake they made was going 2 or 3 years ago and saying, oh, I'm going to take a break from EVE Online, and I still think that this Keepstar will still be here for the next 20 years, so that when I quit this game, I don't got to worry about my shit without putting it in an NPC station. If they were quitting the game, no.
That Keepstar wasn't there until like 6 months ago.
Exaggerating. But if
7 months
somebody
ago,
was
something
taking,
like that.
if you decide to take a break from EVE Online, it is pretty much a standard rule to either A, liquidate your shit, or B, asset safety it into NPC station. There are so many goons that when they quit EVE Online, they instantly asset safety their shit into Ermelin or fire sold it to liquidate their assets. And when they returned from the Horn of Goondor, then they extracted back into Delph. It is a standard rule of thumb that if you're taking a break from this game, you asset safety your shit. Because in nullsec, nothing is safe. And is it a big fuck you to some of their line members? And is it unfortunate? You're goddamn right it is. And
I think
nobody gives a fuck.
Why are you so mad, bro?
He's drunk, that's why, I think. I don't know.
Oh, no. We're high, right, Mifune? That's what we're doing. Is this what we do? We talk about this shit high? Well, here's the thing, Mifune. I think you're wrong, and that's for a few reasons. One, that's not the way nullsec has always worked. So if somebody had something happen, and they had to step away from the game for a while, I don't know, maybe they lived under a rock. That's just devil's advocate. But
that's
either way,
nullsec has worked for the last 5 years, and you know it.
Redline, I haven't played the game that long.
Redline, I have a serious question.
What?
So if doing what goons are doing is assholish behavior, how would you respond to Pappy going after members of Karma Fleet University during the war and suicide ganking them, even though they were new bros and had nothing to do with the war? Would you say that was kind of assholish?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
So Dunk in chat has said it perfectly. It's payback by goons. Pure and simple. In the war, I made decisions for my alliance and my members paid the price. That's easy.
I mean, realistically,
that's 100% it. Your Redline's not wrong in that. Yes, it's an asshole move, but at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. And instead of just complaining about it and huffing and puffing, they need to make the best of what they can out of it. At this
realistically,
point. And I haven't seen a ton of threads from AOM like screeching. So.
They don't make threads like that. You're not going to get that reaction out of them if you want that. They're all just as confused as everybody else. Like, I just don't think that any of us understand the situation enough to make just like quick snap decisions on it and say fuck them all or something stupid.
No, nobody is suggesting fuck them all though. That's the.
What do you mean?
I mean, Bifune's been screeching it, but he's wandered off somewhere, so we're good for now.
That's fine. That's great. But the crazy thing is that it's not even about AOM. It's just about like that fuck 'em all mentality, and I hate that. I hate it. I think it's silly because you did that to Ranger Regiment too, and they've been backing you up for like 2 years, and you're just like, all right,
well,
fuck you guys.
that's why the line members of Ranger Regiment are not getting punished for the leadership.
Sure. Okay. Great.
They are all allowed to move over.
Unless they have stuff in that Keepstar.
which they shouldn't.
But what if they did?
Then they...
Well, not Ranger. They obviously wouldn't.
They shouldn't. AOM, they have their own keep stars.
The AOM people are welcome too, though, right?
Yes. We've already said that. There are AOM people who moved into Ranger Regiment that want to go to Dracarys. Dracarys is not guaranteed to accept everybody. They may say, we don't want anybody from AOM. And that's up to Dracarys. We can make requests to Dracarys, but they are a sovereign entity on their own. There's certain rules that to be part of the Imperium they have to agree to, but those are once again, diplomatically chosen between the two groups.
Every single alliance in the Imperium has their own recruitment standards. They have their own recruitment situations and scenarios in which certain stages have to be given to. And yes, I'm going to talk like an ent because, hey, I want to talk about these things accurately. When it comes to recruiting people, when it comes to recruiting corporations, we put in time and effort because we want to make sure that the people that we recruit and the corporations that we recruit are going to mesh with our culture at the end of the day. If people are going to call us bad guys for recruiting individuals and corporations that mesh with our culture, then we'll happily take that label.
Okay,
that's fine.
It's yours.
Yeah,
it's all yours. You can have everything. What? Are you goblins or hobbits?
Yeah, since he's an ent.
Goblins, obviously.
Clearly.
You're a goblin. I'm not a goblin. I'm a hobbit.
Hey, my friends are obviously hobbits because I couldn't be friends with goblins.
No, some of them are goblins because they're goons. Basically, Dawn and Mifune are goblins.
Yep.
Goonblins.
Goonblins?
Goonblins.
That's
Gooning.
terrible.
No,
none of that works. That's all don't work.
We can make it.
Now introducing Goonswarm's latest SRP program featuring horrendous Goonbloons. Definitely not a ripoff of Gobloons.
Wait, no. Whoa. Wibloons is the thing.
Wibloons, yes. That's right. We did make that last week.
We are on Wibloons. You have 12 Wiblets to a Weeb, and 10 Weebs to a Wibloon. we have already done this, Mifune. You don't get to, hijack this shit.
Carneros Pesos for Bastion Bucks. No, it'll be Bastion Bucks probably.
Bastion Bucks for Carneros, yeah.
Yeah.
1 Weebler is 4 pints.
Oh god, you're gonna do some weird European exchange rate where it's 10 Poliwags to 8.90 to 8.10 pence.
Did you think that Wibloons weren't already running Imperial measurements, Dawn?
Oh no.
I
know cups and pints don't make sense here to some of you, but still.
You Americans can't even make a proper pint, so we're not going to trust you on any measurements. We can do whatever we want
because we're American.
There's a difference. There's a real pint and then a pint.
I'm going to be real, but that's going to be the first time tonight I agree with Redline.
That we can do what we want.
20 fluid ounces is a pint.
Hell yeah.
Your 16 fluid ounce pint should not exist.
Don't talk about my pint.
Listen,
my pint can do whatever it wants.
We won 2 world wars. I think we can do whatever we want.
You know why my pint can be whatever it wants?
Yeah, but we still won.
Okay, sure. We have another first time. We've had 3 first-time chatters tonight.
That's pretty good for a chat that currently has 92 people in it.
Hey, we've been up and down. There's been stuff happening this week. Is there anything else? So let's recap what we've covered. The AOM Keepstar.
Well, we barely talked about Doctor Who.
Oh, you're right. We really did. Other than that, the sites are not dropping at the rate that we would expect them to, and that they don't seem very new character friendly, because some of the sites seem to require a Tech 2 relic analyzer to get through it.
Who cares?
Has anyone?
Look, let me
no,
just
I
tell
did
you
hear.
that newbie access, newbie events is not a god right.
Oh, so this
Exactly.
is hold on. This is a screenshot. I know Dirk is going to comment a lot on, and everyone's going to dog on me for the
Dave
pronunciation of the
Stittiel
name.
Archer.
Reaver.
Dave
Yes.
Stittiel Archer.
Fuck right off.
And then okay. Anyway, this is a screenshot taken from one of the hacking sites, and I'm gonna call on everybody who does scanning, everybody who does data and relic sites to call out this immense bullshit, because shit like this is every single one of the sites for the Doctor Who event. So for those who don't know, the hacking minigame gives you a health bar, an attack bar, and then this shit that blocks your path. And if you hit too many of the shit that blocks your path, it kills all your health, and you're done the minigame and you lose. Long story, that's the really, really short explanation of it.
You get how many attempts on this?
Two attempts. You get 2 attempts each.
Why would they limit the event sites? Because they had an old event that I had a lot of fun doing.
That's the same.
It was this.
No, it is the same thing with regular scanning. When you are doing regular relic and data sites, you get 2 attempts per container to get through it.
Bufune, what I was saying is that past sites with like the Blood Raiders, they would allow you to do the hacking over and over again as much as you wanted until you got it. They just had rats constantly spawning.
That's not the case.
It wasn't. I know. I like those because I don't like the stress of things blowing up if I fuck up.
No.
But having a site where I could just do it as much as I needed to until I got it right, those were enjoyable for me. So this already, it hits my stress nerves so bad I would not be able to do it.
But imagine this. Today, Dirk and a few others created brand new accounts, no refer a friend million scale points.
I didn't do this, but I watched a friend do it.
Yeah. Somebody on the INET team did this, and they literally just brand new alpha account. And after 3 hours, it's like we just watched failed scan, failed can, failed scan, failed can. Oh, good can. Okay, because we got lucky and we got like 1 BPC and a tiny amount of the blueprints. So my thing is, I did this stuff this morning, and Mifune has max scan skills because I'm just good like that. Not really.
Look at me, I'm so cool.
Terrible at scanning, but I have max scan skills, and the only reason that I was able to do this shit was because I had the max virus coherence that you could possibly start out with, right? So for a newbie to do this shit and get through this bullshit with this many fucking roadblocks, dude, how fucking frustrating does that grind become, man? Fuck that.
I would feel that newbies would find, I mean, they might find some satisfaction in getting the site completed, but they might, I don't know, they could, I feel like it could turn some people off. I know, as I said, I don't do relic or data sites because it just stresses me way too much out when I've got a limited amount of tries or times, or else it blows up. Or blows me up. One of the two. I can't do it. So, but the rest of the Doctor Who stuff, we've talked about the skins. The skins are cool for most of them. Some of them look weird on ships, sure, but I think they look cool. The other things that they've got out are some of the cosmetics for your character. I did not see the bow tie, but I have seen the scarf. And I don't feel like they designed the scarf quite right. It looks pretty good, but it doesn't lay right.
Right. So you're talking about the scarf as if it doesn't lay right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say the scarf is just horrendous because it doesn't work with the actual pattern of Tom Baker's scarf. It doesn't work with the Doctor Who crossover.
God, you fucking nerd.
None of the pattern on that
They may not have been allowed to use the pattern.
Hold up, Valor is right here. The one thing this event has made me realize is I want another goddamn monocle. Where's my right eye monocle, CCP?
Oh, don't we have that? Or do we only have a left eye monocle?
No, we only have a left eye one. We need a goddamn right eye monocle, man. Honestly, you want a good cosmetic? Give us another freaking monocle. Let me have dual eye monocles.
I wouldn't really class them as monocles. Like, there's really no eyeball there in general. But, okay, so those are the main things about this week. Does anyone else have any other big topics to go over today, or?
I think we are Gucci, and move on to final thoughts.
I think we certainly can. Okay, let's start at the top. Dirk, final thought.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hi, yes, I'm an Ent. Thank you for everyone who has made those sorts of comments tonight. In terms of my actual final thought, CCP, you need to land this crossover. You need to land it straight out of the gate with no issues whatsoever. CCP Fozzie has already suggested that there's an issue, and everything else about this does not suggest new player friendly scenarios. You all really need to get your heads out of your asses and listen to players when it comes to what players want and not what the corporate idiots want. Please, please, for the love of God, start listening to us. I can't say it clearer than that.
Alright, thank you, Dirk. I always appreciate you being here. Karama?
I'm not going to say what Dirk said because it's already been said, and I honestly, I hope CCP does that. I really do. I would love to see this game continue another 10, hell, even 20 years. Other than that, follow me on Twitter at HeroCo. Dot.
Alright, Redline? Any final thoughts or anything else?
Yo, what's up? My name's Redline13. It's your boy.
Yeah, boy.
It's your boy, Skinny.
Sorry. I'm trying not to die. I want to say that I am canceling Brisk's NFT. And
did he not
if you right click and saved it, it's worthless now. I canceled it.
Oh, okay.
Right click saving an NFT.
Oh, that's right. Where are my 3 awards that I accepted on behalf of the Imperium?
You didn't get any awards, Don. You barely got nominated.
All right.
Hey, I was there, and the Imperium won, and I was the only Imperium member.
Anyway, my final thought: CCP, please fix yourself. Please listen to the CSM. Please do better. This game's gonna die in 2 years if you don't. Thank you. Welcome to my
At least
TED
we'll
Talk.
have 2 good years.
2 good years. Alright, so my final thought is I hope everybody has a good week. Don't do anything crazy while I'm gone. I will be gone this weekend to hang out with Brisk and company. We're going to be doing some dinners. If you're going to be at the Eve Meet this weekend in DC, I look forward to seeing you. Just come say hi. My dad's coming too. He's awesome. Y'all should meet him. And I will be going to some museums, so if you guys want to tag along or do a group thing, always down for a group thing. And other than that, I hope everybody has a good night.
Yep. Alright, Brisk, you ready? Hit it! Thanks, everyone! Peace out!
Thank you. Have a good night. I don't know why I wave to the camera every time. There's no camera.
You wave?